Mr. Henry watered his geraniums with a heavy heart. It was a quiet evening, the kind of quiet that settled deep in your bones after a lifetime shared with someone was now gone. His wife, Eleanor, had been gone for a year now, and the silence in the house was deafening. He looked around the empty kitchen. The yellow wallpaper with the tiny bluebirds that Eleanor loved now seemed to mock him with their cheerfulness. He missed her laughter, her warmth, her gentle humming as she moved about the house. Dinner was a joyless affair of soup heated from a can. After dinner, Mr. Henry settled into his armchair by the fireplace. Rain lashed against the windows, mirroring the storm of grief in his heart. He closed his eyes, picturing Eleanor's face in the flickering flames. Each day felt heavier than the last, each day a struggle to find a reason to keep going. A sudden thump from the direction of the front door startled Mr. Henry. He sat up, listening intently. The wind howled outside, rattling the window panes. He dismissed the sound, attributing it to the storm's fury. Just as he was about to return to his somber reflection, the sound came again. This time it was a distinct scratching, soft yet persistent. He cautiously approached the door, his heart pounding with a mixture of apprehension and a sliver of hope. What if it was someone needing help on this dreadful night? He cautiously unlatched the door and pulled it open a crack. There, huddled on his doorstep, was a tiny kitten. Drenched to the bone, it looked up at him with wide, pleading eyes. Its small body shivered uncontrollably. Mr. Henry hesitated. He hadn't cared for anything in years, hadn't even wanted to. He couldn't possibly take on the responsibility of a pet now, especially not in his state of grief. Yet, there was something in the kitten's eyes, a vulnerability that mirrored his own. He found himself reaching down and scooping up the shivering creature. It was lighter than he expected, all bones and wet fur. He brought the kitten inside, quickly closing the door against the raging storm. "Well, little one," he muttered, more to himself than the creature in his arms, "let's get you dry." He retrieved a towel and gently rubbed the kitten dry. It purred weakly, nuzzling his hand as if thanking him. He found an old shoebox, lined it with a soft cloth, and placed the kitten inside. It curled up immediately, falling into an exhausted sleep. Mr. Henry watched it, a flicker of something akin to warmth stirring in his chest. He named the kitten Milo. Days turned into weeks, and slowly Mr. Henry found himself looking forward to each day. Milo, with his playful antics and insistent purrs, had a way of demanding attention, of worming his way into the quiet corners of Mr. Henry's heart. Mr. Henry, who had forgotten what it meant to laugh, found himself chuckling at Milo's playful attempts to catch his own tail. He would talk to Milo, sharing stories of Eleanor and their life together. It was as if the cat was a furry, purring therapist, patiently listening and offering silent companionship. One particularly chilly evening, as Mr. Henry sat by the fire, he felt a wave of dizziness wash over him. He tried to get up, to reach for the phone, but his legs wouldn't cooperate. He slumped back onto the floor, his vision blurring. He was vaguely aware of Milo brushing against him, meowing urgently. Then, everything went black.